Okay, so there have been a lot of issues with Raid, and so I want to try to address them because it's day three. And yeah, but so what I'm gonna try to do though is I saw it on Family Guy because there were some good things too. It's just the bad things really overshadowed the good things. But I'm gonna try to do what I saw on Family Guy, which is basically like a critique sandwich. And so I'll give you the first good. The costume design that they did for the black, I don't think there's anything that shows. The costume design that they did for the Black Lanterns is awesome. It's really great. The sir or madam who worked on those, hope you get a raise. They were fantastic. Really, really great. Put them on sale. We really want them on sale. Make us an offer. Give us a deal. 1,000 gems for the skins. Okay. To the bad, the one everybody's bitching about. I don't understand it because it's not happening to me. I'm one of the fortunate few. Nobody is getting raid bosses popping up whenever they do anything. I have a guy who's in my alliance, and several of them, but one guy was like, I put in 150 energy and I did not get one single boss. And I'm doing this to show you this, and hopefully my finger will show, like right there, that's how many attacked raid bosses I had. I did not have an issue. If you look at the rest of my alliance for 3 days, this is how much they got. I don't think any of the other ones hit triple digits or touched like 50. I mean, look at that. And we are one guy, two guys touched 50. And we are an active alliance. We have a Discord chat. Like, I mean, I know these guys are putting in time and some of them putting in money. And they are getting virtually nothing when it comes to that. And that shit isn't fair. It really isn't fair. It's not possible. And the thing is I'm pissed off and I'm not even the one being screwed by it. Like I'm getting 269. The next highest is 64. We got guys down here getting like 15. Like what is that? What is that? And I know they didn't do it intentionally. They can't be that dumb. It must have been somebody put a comma where there should have been a period in the programming or a semicolon or whatever. The brackets weren't in the right place. But this is really just unacceptable. It's nuts. And look at the other side. If you look at the side here where it has alliance bosses, we're all at about an equal number at the top. But there's not a huge disparity. Some people got into it more than others. Okay, fair. But I have 60. The next highest is like, what, 42, 40. So it's not like a crazy disparity. Here, 269 versus 58, 64. And I know the guy who has 58, I know he's dumping in a bunch of money. Dr. Omega, I know he's dumping in a bunch of money. By money, I mean gems. And probably actual money too, not to be fair. And they got nothing to show for it. Fucking nothing to show for it. Let's do this. Jump in here. Um, hmm. Actually, and this little theory I had about Kid Flash seemed to work a little bit. So I'm going to put him back in there. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's in a previous video. Get rid of it, get lost. Alright, so another positive. I actually had to, this is how shitty it was. I had to write out a list of things that were like positive so I could do. Okay, less lag issues, at least for me. There were a couple times where it lagged, but it wasn't anything crazy. It wasn't anything that wasn't manageable. It was pretty cool. That might be because of the auto and now the animations aren't there. But there wasn't as many lag problems. I ran into like 3 or 4 times over the whole 3 days. Then again, maybe I was one of the fortunate few, just like with the bosses not spawning. So let me know. But I had no issues with that. Now, other thing to complain about. The MVP reward. And I already said this yesterday, so I'm not going to go too deep into it. But here's an easy solution. I want the MVP reward back. The finisher's gone. Who gives a damn? But I feel like the best way I could describe it is, do you ever have a group project? And I wrote this on Reddit and to some guy that we were discussing this. You ever have a group project where it was like 3 of you and 2 of you busted your ass on it all day, and then one, or all day, all week, all that whole 3 weeks, one guy doesn't even show up. He doesn't do anything. You even go to the teacher and complain, and the teacher's like, well, you know, you have to deal with this kind of stuff in the real world, blah, 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 bullshit, right? Then you get to the day where you have to give the oral presentation for your project. You give the guy an index card and say, hey, read this. He's never even read it before. He doesn't even know what it's about, but all of you get the same damn grade. We all got A's because the 2 of us worked and you decided to go get high with your friends. Anyway, that's how it feels right now with no MVP reward. So everybody gets the same level. I can literally go into any raid boss or any shared boss, fight them, put like 2,000, 200,000 down, 5,000 down, even less, and I still get the same amount as the person who put in 10 million in damage. That's not fair. So the solution I had was either make it based on percentages. You have that one boss has, for example, to make the math easy, 100,000 points. Then whoever does 60% of the damage gets 60,000. Whoever did 15% of the damage gets 15,000. Whoever did 3,000 or 3% of the damage gets 3,000. And it just goes like that. Or if you don't feel like that's possible or viable, next thing you can do, oh, let's see. Oh, I might even do it now just to prove a point. If you don't feel like that's viable, then do it via tier. See, nobody's even engaging in this level 90 because, what's the point? I think people have actually just quit. Um, but, and I'm going to actually try to farm a little bit because farming works for me. It doesn't work for anybody else. Fishing. Um, or you can do the tier system, where it's like if you've caused 60% of damage, then you get this much. If you've caused between 40 and 60%, you get this much. If you've caused between, cancel. If you've caused between 20 and 40, you get this much. If you've caused between X amount, you get this much. So that could work where you have it kind of like the milestones. You have the tiers there, and depending on how much damage you cause, you get, that number of points. But having it just a flat basic tax rate just is dumb. I don't know how else to put it. Another positive. Hold on a second. I gotta find one. Let's put you into play. And see, now with this level 90, what am I gonna do? I'm just gonna go in here, put it at 1, knowing damn well they're gonna get their butts kicked. I put in Black Adam now because, awesome. Yeah. Okay, positive. Off that MVP thing, the one positive is, okay, it's clear that they're listening. They're making changes based on what we're complaining about. So it's clear they're listening, but it feels like their decision making isn't the greatest. Like if their decision making had a face, I would want to punch it. Like it's not, they're going too far on one side or too far on the other. And they're not really, I don't know if they're getting feedback from somewhere or who they're getting feedback from. Like, could they do a general poll on Reddit? There's clearly plenty of players there to get an idea of how to approach it. So when we say remove finisher or remove MVP, is it just one guy who wrote a really impassioned post on Reddit that you're like following? Or are you actually taking like the percentages? Like, okay, 15% of the people have a problem with this, but the other 85% are fine. Let's leave it alone. So we know you're listening, but how well are you listening? There was one other, and the thing that drives me up a wall. This will be the last thing I complain about because, yeah, this video could go on forever. How in the fuck does the sharing work? And I'm trying not to say the F word, but fuck it. How does the sharing work? If I fight this guy, I want to be able to share him, and then it'll give me shared with 2 of your alliance members and then 2 random people, or shared with 25 people, or shared with 1 random person. How? Like, what's the logic behind it? What's the mechanic behind it? Why is it that way? And honestly, the thing that pisses me off the most is my alliance and I are close. I know some people don't have the greatest alliance. My alliance is the best alliance out there, period. Just because I consider those guys friends. Let me see if I share now. Yeah, 2 members of your alliance and 1 random person, 1 random people. We're gonna need you to get some grammar on that. I want my alliance to benefit off of everything that I'm doing. So I share because I want them to have it. Why is it that you can't share it with everyone in your alliance, like all at once, and then put in 2 or 3 randos if you want to? But why is it only 1 member of my alliance, 2 members of my alliance? Not to mention, given my time zone, is that part of it? It depends on how many people are awake, because I'm in Switzerland. So I probably don't have as many people awake as when the East Coast is on and popping at 9 a.m. East Coast time. So is that what it's based on? Because then that's not fair. I'm having a bunch of bosses that I'm trying to share, because you want us to share, a bunch of bosses I'm trying to share. They expire, they quote unquote escaped, because nobody's hopping on, or because it's only shared with one person and maybe that one person just hopped offline. Like, why can't it share it with my entire alliance? My entire alliance is mostly American based, but there's a lot of guys who are in Europe, all over. I'm not even going to just name all the places, but all over. So why can't I share it with them? Why can't I share it with my entire alliance? Why does it have to be one, two, three, six? Fuck that. Let me share it with all of them. I want my team to win. And I know not everybody has a great alliance, but if you think about it, if you want people to have more powerful alliances, then the guys who realize that they're losing because of not having a good alliance, well, then go find a good alliance. I mean, it's I don't know. It's driving me up a damn wall. I don't understand it. So I want my guys to benefit from it. My guys and our faithful leader, a lady, the honorable, or honorable. Can you say honorable? Her Majesty Queen Renee. But I want our team, our alliance, to benefit from this, and they can't, and that pisses me the fuck off. I want to share it with them, not just one of them, all of them. Those are my people, fuckers. Um, I see, and now as I'm fishing for bosses, you see how often it pops up for me, and I can't even do anything with it because what? I'm gonna fight them and then share it with three people that I don't fucking know and one person that I do like. Anyway, there were some good aspects to this raid, and I did enjoy it for the most part. But at the same time, my experience in this raid is a unique one because I'm able to do this and fish for bosses and have them pop up. But I'll stop right now just to hammer this point home. You saw how many of those bosses popped up just now. Go back to this right here. Where are we at? Go back to this right here. That's not fucking right. Anyway, I guess that's the end of this video. A lot of me just bitching and venting. Yeah, there's a lot of good about it, and actually I'm doing well. But what's really upsetting me is the fact that the rest of my alliance, the guys and girl that are playing this with me, they are getting screwed over and over and over again. And I will say this, and I did make a note to say this. I'm sure you guys didn't do this on purpose. I know the developers aren't looking to piss off a whole crowd of people who are basically begging to give you money to play this game. I know you guys didn't do this on purpose. But if you come up with some bullshit, forgive us, here's 50 gems, here's 500 gems, here's 1,000 gems, horse shit. No, okay? This is like going to a restaurant and your entire dinner is fucked. Not the guy forgot to put cheese on the burger and they had to go take the burger back, or the steak was done medium well and you wanted it to be done medium. No, they fucked up the dinner to where you can't eat it. And now they're like, well, you can have a dessert. Bitch, I'm still hungry. Like, you haven't given me the food yet and now you want me to have some cheesecake? Fuck you. Like, this whole 3 days has been basically fucked for a shit ton of people. Most of the people, from what I'm reading online. And tossing us 500 gems, our bad, would work. That's not going to be fucking enough. I have like two guys who I actually really like in my alliance who are like on the verge of rage quitting because they're like, fuck all this. We put our money and our time and our effort into this, and we get screwed because we only get 23 raid bosses. I mean, the fuck is that? Alright, that's me bitching. I'm done. I hope you guys have a good Sunday.